Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. We went 9-4 last week, not bad. Ivana got robbed in my personal opinion, but we move on. First up on this UFC fight night, we have Tresean Gore versus Antonio Trocoli, kicking things off like the opening act at a concert, where you're not quite sure if you should cheer or just wait for the headliner. This fight has all the makings of a wild ride, or a slow-motion train wreck, depending on which version of these fighters show up. Let's break this down with a touch of humor and enough analysis to keep you from betting all your rent money. Tresean, Mr. Vicious Gore. Tresean Gore comes into this fight as the minus 190 favorite, sporting a record of 4-2. If you don't immediately remember him, just picture the guy at the gym who flexes every time he passes a mirror. Yeah, that's Gore. He first hit the scene on The Ultimate Fighter, and he brought with him enough self-belief to make Kanye West look modest. This was a guy who had only 3 professional fights when he stepped into the TUF house, and to top it off, his 3 opponents had a combined record of 1 win. I mean, talk about padding stats. That's like calling yourself a chess grandmaster after beating your cousin 3 times at checkers. Gore's confidence took a couple of solid hits, though. First, Brian Battle gave him the MMA equivalent of, "Sit down, kid," with a thorough schooling. Then Cody Brundage decided to join the Humble Gore Club by handing him another loss. And let's be honest, losing to Brundage isn't exactly a career highlight. It's more like an embarrassing Facebook memory that pops up and makes you reconsider your life choices. But give credit where it's due. Gore showed up in his last fight, looking a bit more measured, a bit more composed, and, dare I say, slightly humbled. He even attempted to dial down the trash talk. I say attempted, because his version of humble still comes with a side of bravado. But hey, the man's got power. If Gore lands clean, it's game over faster than your Wi-Fi during a storm. That said, I wouldn't advise anyone to parlay him with confidence. Betting on Gore is like trusting a toddler to hold your phone without dropping it. You might get lucky, but the odds aren't in your favor. Antonio Malvado Trocoli. Now on to Antonio Trocoli, the plus 160 underdog, holding a record of 12-4. If Gore is the guy at the gym flexing, Trocoli is the one staring at the weights like they just insulted his family. Trocoli's last fight was so uneventful it made C-SPAN look like an action movie. He had the kind of performance where you double-check if the remote's on pause. I mean, he barely threw punches, and when he did, they looked more like he was shooing away flies than trying to hurt his opponent. Here's the kicker. Even with that low output, he somehow managed to gas out. How do you gas out when your biggest move was standing still? That's like getting tired from blinking. Trocoli's wrestling game is his bread and butter, but it's not exactly gluten-free. His takedown attempts often come with a desperation that screams, "Please let this work." And when it doesn't, he's left standing there like he forgot why he walked into the room. Now, if Trocoli comes into this fight with even a hint of aggression, things could get interesting. He does have a solid ground game and some decent tools when he chooses to use them. The problem is, choosing to use them seems to be the issue. If Trocoli decides tonight's the night he actually wants to throw hands, Gore might find himself in deeper water than expected. But based on his last outing, it's hard to put your money on a guy who looked like he was taking an MMA class, just to get his cardio in. So, who wins? This fight comes down to which version of these guys shows up. If we get the passive Trocoli, then Gore should be able to take over, land a few big shots, and secure that TKO finish. But if Trocoli comes in with a chip on his shoulder and the will to fight, Gore's gas tank and defensive skills might be put to the test. Official pick, Tresean Gore by TKO. I'm going with Gore to land something significant and put an end to this one before the judges can chime in. Just remember, backing Gore comes with its own warning label, handle with care. He's a fun fighter to watch when he's on, but if you're betting, keep the Tums nearby. Gore is explosive, but unpredictable, like that friend who suggests a road trip and then forgets their wallet. If you're looking for a safe parlay leg, this fight isn't it. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy, leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.